Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today we're here to react to a variety of different videos that I have saved regarding Gypsy Rose. Some of them show Ryan, some of them are from a recent live stream that she did, and I figured let's just toss them all into one video and see what's been going on. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys. So the first clip comes from this podcast that she was on back when she was still with Ryan. And this comment section is full of her saying that this is actually Kate Marie's story that she is using now. And this has been an accusation that has been going around for quite a while, especially since Gypsy has been released. And she's so active on social media and getting interviews and stuff. She is taking parts of Kate's story and using it for her own. So let's allow the clip to play. As a complete side note, when Gypsy shared a photo of her and Chris Jericho on social, she cropped out Ryan, and Ryan showed the photo and left Gypsy in it. So, you know, do I expect anything else from her? No, I've said before, the bar is on the ground, but it's just another example of like how immature can you be? Like you've already gotten out of your marriage, you're with your ex boy toy and gallivanting all around. Just kind of seems like a weird thing to like go out of your way to do. Like this is obviously an old photo and you still have to like crop out Ryan to be like, ooh, look at me, you know. Either way.
And if the test results keep on coming back normal and the mother is like firm that something is wrong, that is my proxy.
And so, if the mother's insisting, then the medical professionals just kind of went with it. Like I said, like
Yes,
there's a
for
lot.
me, yes.
Okay, yeah, because there's
So that is the part that she is taking from Kate and now using as part of her story. Like I said, the comment section says Katie's story. She is taking Kate Marie's testimony, sometimes word for word. She's a master manipulator. Don't buy into her lies.
a lot of people in the document. A couple of doctors are saying we should have said something, we should have done something, but just assuming that well, the mother must know.
Exactly. So they went on her word and her word alone. In my medical records, everything that is stated is talking about how the mother said this. The mother told, gave history and physical and all these kind of documentations. And they took it as facts.
Well, in her case, things kind of worked against her. Katrina happened, and they lived in Slidell, New Orleans. So when that happened, the flood happened, and it wiped away records. So the mom would say, our medical records got wiped away in Katrina.
Wow.
So like natural disasters worked against my wife, and it was one of those where she would play it to a hill, and when the doctor would get suspicious, she would just move doctors.
Move doctors. That's another
Doctor
big
hop.
red flag is doctor hopping.
Yeah, she was just doctor hop until she got a doctor that would believe everything she said.
Yeah. So there's two things. I've always heard about her medical records being ruined because of Katrina, so on and so forth. The one thing that I've always been curious about is Gypsy Rose is not like a, 65-year-old person who, back when she was a child, everything was on paper. I feel like when she was coming up and going through this with Dee Dee, a lot of medical records had already moved to being electronic. And, doctors being able to talk to one another electronically and keep a record, even if it wasn't everything. Tell me if I'm wrong down below, of course, as always, but if we're talking about the late 90s to early 2000s, that is kind of the time when some medical stuff was being done by computers. But of course, that's just my recollection of the time. Tell me how you feel about this down below. The other thing I want to say about that clip is something that Gypsy doesn't acknowledge is that she was also going along with it. She was not the medical professionals were believing it because she and Dee Dee were both acting as if they were on the same page. And I understand that that has a lot to do with her abuse and being manipulated by Dee Dee and so on and so forth. But it was a two-party thing that they were doing. And Gypsy knew that she could walk, and she knew that she could use her legs, and she would allow Dee Dee to kind of, run the show, so to speak. So this clip is just peak petty, and it really confirms to me that she does everything to make sure that certain people see it. She thrives off of the negative attention, and this clip is very short, but very, very telling about her, how emotionally immature she is, and she thrives off of her, quote, haters or her exes looking at what she has going on current day. That's why she can't stay off social media. It's because she wants people to see her videos and get jealous. I don't know who's jealous of Ken Urker. I don't know who's jealous of Ryan Anderson for that. I especially don't know who's jealous of Gypsy.
You know who's probably seeing this? I'm getting so mad. My exes love it.
You heard it. You heard it here, folks. The I love it is so petty. Someone's saying she sounds like JoJo Siwa. And I don't know how many exes she has, because Nick's in prison and he's certainly not on social media. At this point in time, she was with Ryan. So was she posting that trying to make Ken jealous? Because now she's with Ken trying to make Ryan jealous. It's giving three-ring circus yet again.
Hi, Jay. Do I drink it all? No, I don't drink alcohol. I am currently on parole, and it is against my parole to drink alcohol. I'm telling you, I have a very clean system. Someone honestly say parole for what?
I feel like her dabbling in alcohol would be an absolute recipe for disaster. People were like, oh, she's snickering when she said that. I don't live with her. We haven't seen her partaking in drinking alcohol. So I can't say, oh, well, she's being dishonest. But I think she's one of those people who does that annoying giggle all the time. So it's hard to tell, like, is she being snarky? Is she being not serious? Is she nervous? Like, because she overuses the little giggle. Okay, so the next clip is her talking about Pixie. So let's get into the dog subject.
Guys, oh my god. I don't have any animals that is solely mine. My parents have 2 dogs. So they have a Pomeranian and they have a yellow lab. And Ken has his dog, which is a German Shepherd Husky mix named Parker. That I guess I'm kind of like, since we're dating now, I'm like, I don't know, co-parenting this dog. I don't know. I've claimed him. So he's my...
See that nervous laugh? And she's not co-parenting anything. You don't know how to co-parent yourself, Gypsy. You abandon your dog that you literally wanted. You asked for this dog and you left the dog in the dust, just like you left your marriage and your husband in the dust to run back to your ex-fiance because you were messy. And people might call you a queen for that. I just call it what it is, and it's an embarrassing circus.
You. He does love me though. Parker loves me. I'm on parole for another year. Thank you for the dog. Ryan has Pixie. So, I think in every breakup, if there's a dog involved, one person gets the dog. And, you know, I feel like Pixie always took to Ryan more. And so he took the dog, you know. But he takes good care of her. So I'm happy that, you know, she's in good hands. But also, like, if I could have, I would have taken Pixie. But I am living with my parents, and they already have 2 dogs. And my dad didn't want another dog. So I kind of had no choice but to leave Pixie with Ryan. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Alright, well guys, I am gonna need to take a shower, get in my jammies, and I think I'm gonna watch the Twilight series tonight. So I'm gonna get my Edward and Jacob up.
I think it's really interesting because Christy gives her instruction and she listens to it very quickly. But if Ryan or Ken were to tell her to end the live stream, let's go ahead and get on with the evening, then it would have probably been met with an attitude. But, you know, Christy, in my opinion, is not what she claims to be. I think that she, like Gypsy, is a big ol' hypocrite. And there's also been rumors that Christy, and I have to say this is a rumor, that Christy is the one that actually got Rod away from Dee Dee. Like, fully. Again, that's alleged. I don't know. As far as what she said at the end of the live, I can't make it out. The text on screen said, suggest she get off the live after her explanation. I didn't hear that myself, but she definitely gave some kind of instruction to end the live. So now let's talk about her refusing to give Nina Beauty Influencer any ad placement on her TikTok. She still refuses. She's talking about the phrase panini pressed again, and she still refuses to say Nina because she knows that then people will get interested, go look at Nina's channel, listen to some of what she has to say, and maybe realize that Gypsy is giving fraudulent behavior.
I think a lot of people already know who I was referring to with the whole panini press thing. By the way, that's not my saying. I don't say panini press, but the other influencer did. So that was the only way that like I knew how to get across that I was talking to that influencer specifically, is because she uses that time and time again. It's like her token saying. So thank you, Mal. I'm gonna get some water. I'm thirsty. I don't drink nearly enough water. Taking Christy's water.
So obviously, you know, no ad placement for Nina on Gypsy's TikTok. You know, I know that Nina is not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Like, that's just the way that creators, you know, kind of operate. And like I said, like, I haven't watched all of her coverage on Gypsy because I work full time and I manage a YouTube channel and I have a whole life outside of YouTube and social media. Some people have called it obsessive. I've also been called obsessed with, like, family vloggers like the Doherty dozen when I was covering them on a normal basis. Sometimes as a creator, the content just feeds itself. And if there's a lot going on and your audience is showing interest in this topic, then you as a creator are gonna cover that. And sometimes new stuff happens and you might have new info, you might change your opinion. That's just kind of the name of the game. I always kind of find the obsessed thing like a little bit of a cheap shot, because you can look at anyone covering anything, and if they make more than a few videos, then you could say that they're obsessed. So either way, let's see what she had to say about Kim Kardashian. This, I think, was interesting. She really props up Kim And Kim Kardashian, in my opinion, is not somebody who deserves praise, even if it's praise from somebody as low as Gypsy Rose.
You did meet Kim Kardashian. You're going to be on this season of the Kardashians. What was that experience like for you?
It was a very good experience. I have a lot of respect for Kim and the work that she does on prison reform. For me, I've been on the opposite side of things of the fence, and so I have a lot of opinions about prison reform. And so I think it was a wonderful opportunity for us to sit down and talk.
Whatever. There's so many eye roll emojis in the comments, and I completely agree with those. This is just embarrassing. Kim Kardashian, and it's funny too because Gypsy Rose is like a huge Swiftie, so to be praising Kim so loudly is an interesting choice. But Kim, you know, Kim is like a lot of other celebrities. She has been problematic for years. She's extremely tone deaf, and I think that her fame ship is kind of setting sail, so to speak, because she even people that were fans of her have just kind of grown tired of all of the nonsense that surrounds all of the Kardashians.
I'm feeling a lot of stress from everything else going on right now. Like, I've only been out of prison for a few weeks,
Right.
you know, and like my version of how like I want things to be after the hype of everything dies down is me to just have like a 9-to-5 job, go to the grocery store, and people say hi to me because they know me. I'm their
Girl, you don't want a 9-to-5, and you don't want to go to the grocery store and have people say hi to you. You want to be a celebrity, and you want to be able to be snarky on TikTok and get a bunch of clicks and views off of it, or film people in the Waffle House and use that for content. And you're going to say that you want a private life, but have a whole reality show, and make sure that you and your stepmother Christy are constantly in contact with places like TMZ so that they will continue to keep you relevant. It's embarrassing. It's giving pathetic.
neighbor, something like that, instead of, oh my God, it's Gypsy Blanchard, can I take your selfie? Like, I just want to be just Gypsy.
Marry you, the person, you. Didn't marry the fame, because when I met you, you know, like you were in prison. I was in love with you. You
Okay.
know that.
So we got our sights set on a normal life.
You know, I just want to have a family with you.
We need to start taking that route.
Well, we're going to.
There comes a point that, is this the life that we really want to lead for ourselves?
We
Having
wanna
to
have
be in the
kids.
spotlight all the time?
Imagine saying that Gypsy Rose was not famous when she was in prison. She was very famous when she was in prison. In fact, that's allegedly why she and Ken broke off their engagement. And then Ryan came into the picture, and that's simply incorrect on Ryan's part. She was very well known and very, if you want to call it, infamous when she was still in prison. So he knew to a certain extent what he was signing up for. I think it was a bad move for the reality show, because you can't sit on, you can't sit there and say, I want a normal life, I want privacy, I want to be just Gypsy, while simultaneously having this conversation with a camera crew literally in your living room.
Trust me, I'm on this journey with you. But I still would like you to remarry me. Haters gonna hate. Let them hate.
Right.
Because I mean, I'm that awesome when I pulled this. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, no, but I love that she did come to my defense. I love
I'm a
that she's
tiger.
willing. Yeah, she'll get you.
I'll get you.
She'll maul your face.
Not literally.
Not literally, she had to add that in there. Just very interesting seeing some of these clips and then knowing how quickly things would come to a halt. And there's been some videos and clips going around showing Ryan and, you know, showing that he's overbearing and can just be a bit much at times. Some people have gone as far as to call him creepy or weird or gross for the way that he was interacting with Gypsy when she was first released from prison. I may make a separate video on how I feel about his interactions with her when she was first released. But whether or not I think Ryan is overbearing, whether or not I think Gypsy is undeserving of all of the fame, money, and attention that she is getting, the position that I've always stood in is that relationships don't work all the time. That's a completely normal thing, whether it's dating, married, engaged, like, things dissolve, people grow apart, they go their separate ways. That is totally normal. And the point that I've tried to make, and I hope that I've made it usually to the best of my ability, is that nobody is mad at Gypsy for not having things work out with Ryan. The problem is that she was so freaking shady about it. You're in communication with your ex-fiance while you are married. Your stepmother is in communication with your ex-fiance when you are married. And instead of separating, waiting a little while, let's not make it too obvious, she automatically just went and showed everybody how sloppy and disrespectful she is. And that is why Gypsy Rose, for what it's worth, will never have an ounce of my respect, because she has shown so many times that she wants to say, I want a private life, but I'm very public. Oh, be nice to everybody, when she's not nice to a lot of people. Saying, oh, my story is original, this is my story, and I'm going to share it, while taking things from Kate Marie. It's all hypocrisy, and it's all for her bottom line. The girl's a hypocrite. But tell me if y'all are interested in a separate video on Ryan, because there are a lot of clips showing their initial kind of interactions, and some of them are interesting. And my thoughts might not be exactly like everyone else's, or maybe even what y'all think they might be. So I can do that another time, but for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment, and if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.